Have you ever thought that a sweet, fresh basket of blueberries sitting in your refrigerator could carry a hidden danger that might change your fate? That a fruit often praised as the king of antioxidants could actually contain a risk that may lead older adults to face serious health complications? This just happened in the United States, and it has caused many seniors to feel alarmed. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, has issued a Class I recall, the highest level of warning for a batch of fresh blueberries produced by Alma Pak International after detecting contamination with Listeria monocytogenes. But what lies behind those cold and clinical words? What is Listeria? Why are older adults the most vulnerable? And how can we still enjoy the irresistible taste of nature while staying safe? The truth about Listeria. Listeria is not an unfamiliar name in the world of science, but it is often overlooked by everyday consumers. It does not make noise. It does not smell. It does not change the color of food. Like other spoilage-causing bacteria, because of this, Listeria has become an invisible enemy, hiding quietly in refrigerators, on dinner plates. And sometimes, in the hearts of older adults, Listeria monocytogenes is a type of bacteria that can survive and even grow in cold environments. Unlike Salmonella or E. coli, which are suppressed by low temperatures, Listeria is excellent at hiding in foods like soft cheeses, unpasteurized milk, deli meats, and now blueberries. What makes it dangerous is that even a very small amount of Listeria can cause illness, especially in people with weakened immune systems. And sadly, those are often the people we love the most. Our grandparents, our parents, those who have walked through most of life with bodies that no longer have the strength they once had. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, Listeriosis, the illness caused by Listeria, can appear between 1 and 14 days after consuming contaminated food. Initial symptoms may include mild fever, fatigue, headache, and diarrhea. But if left untreated, the bacteria can enter the bloodstream and the central nervous system, leading to meningitis, sepsis, Listeriosis, or even death. Why is it so serious? Because Listeria does not just attack the digestive system like many other bacteria. It has the ability to cross the body's natural defense barriers, especially in those with chronic health conditions or who are taking medications that suppress the immune system. And the most heartbreaking part is this. Pregnant women who are infected with Listeria may show no symptoms at all, but the bacteria can silently pass through the placenta, attacking the fetus and leading to miscarriage, premature birth, or severe neurological damage in the newborn. Listeria, a name that may seem distant, is actually more present than we think. And just one small moment of carelessness can cost us our health and peace of mind. Healthy foods with hidden dangers. When superfoods turn into threats. Blueberries, just hearing the name brings a sense of calm and vitality. To many, they are the symbol of healthy eating, a tiny fruit packed with golden nutrients like vitamin C, vitamin K, manganese, fiber, and the antioxidant anthocyanin. Many older adults believe that eating blueberries every day helps preserve youth, sharpen memory, reduce inflammation, and prevent cancer. But there is a hard truth few want to face. Sometimes the very things believed to be the best can become the most dangerous when quality control is lost. We live in an era where the word superfood is attached to hundreds of fruits, vegetables, seeds, and colorful powders. But how many people realize that once contamination slips past inspection, once bacteria enter during processing, then whether it is blueberries or ginseng, it can become a threat. In this incident, 400 crates of blueberries, equal to more than 5 tons, were found to be contaminated with Listeria. These crates were sent to the state of North Carolina, but the bigger question is this. Without timely testing, without the glass, I recall. How many families might have unknowingly brought a hidden danger to their dining table? What is worrying is that Listeria does not change the taste or color of blueberries. You can wash them clean, store them in the refrigerator, arrange them beautifully on a plate, and still have no idea that you are letting something harmful enter your body. For younger people, their immune systems might be able to fight off the bacteria, but for older adults, those living with diabetes, high blood pressure, or weakened liver and kidneys, it is an uneven battle. We have grown used to trusting in certain food beliefs, believing that fruits and vegetables are safe, believing that if it is fresh, it must be good. But this incident reminds us that healthy is not just about nutritional content, it is also about origin, processing methods, and careful attention to every detail. One small blueberry, one small moment of carelessness. But the result can be days filled with anxiety, hospital visits, treatments, or even heartbreaking losses. Food itself is not to blame, but human carelessness sometimes is the reason why something good turns into something harmful. High-risk groups, you might be sitting on a cozy sofa, enjoying a carefully prepared plate of fresh fruit each day. You believe that fresh food is your best ally for health. But if Listeria bacteria are silently hiding inside those blueberries, could you be part of the group most vulnerable to its effects? Not everyone is easily brought down by Listeria, but there is a group of people for whom even a very small amount of this bacteria can lead to long hospital stays or a return that may never happen. And most of them are people just like you. Older adults, especially those over 60, are in the highest risk category. Why is that? Because as we age, our immune system is no longer as strong as it used to be. The protective layers that once stood firm begin to thin out. The body's response time slows down. And invaders like Listeria do not even need to knock before they slip inside. It does not stop there. Listeria is especially dangerous for those with chronic conditions such as diabetes, high blood pressure, cancer, or for anyone undergoing chemotherapy, dialysis, or using immunosuppressive medications. For these individuals, just one bite of contaminated fruit can lead to serious complications like meningitis, sepsis, or even life-threatening consequences. Pregnant women are also extremely sensitive to Listeria. The bacteria can cross the placenta, affecting the unborn baby and causing miscarriage, premature birth, or severe infections in newborns. What makes this more frightening is that many pregnant women may show no major symptoms while the fetus is suffering in silence. Newborns and those with poor nutrition also belong to the vulnerable group. Their immune systems are either underdeveloped or weakened, leaving their bodies unable to fight off Listeria's aggressive attack. Do you see yourself or someone you love reflected in this group? If you do, you are not alone. But do not panic. The most important thing is not how old we are, but whether we understand how to protect ourselves. When you know you are part of a high-risk group, you do not need to be overwhelmed with fear. Instead, you should become the most proactive person when it comes to choosing food carefully, watching for symptoms, and taking early action when needed. Listeria does not choose the strong or the weak, but it always strikes where vigilance is lost. And in the next part, you will learn exactly what to do if you ever consume food that might be contaminated, how to spot the symptoms and take the right steps before it is too late. What should you do if you have eaten contaminated food? You might be asking yourself, what if I accidentally ate a contaminated blueberry? Is it too late to do anything? The answer is, it is never too late. As long as you listen to your body. Listeria is not a type of bacteria that causes an immediate reaction, like common food poisoning. It moves slowly, quietly, and subtly like a light mist at first. But it can turn into a storm if you are not paying attention According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC), symptoms of Listeria infection can appear between 1 and 14 days after eating contaminated food, and in some cases, as late as 70 days. That is why many people overlook the early warning signs, thinking they just caught a mild cold or are reacting to a change in the weather. So, what are the subtle signals you need to pay close attention to? Persistent fever without a clear cause, a dull, spreading headache, possibly with a stiff neck, ongoing fatigue or a sense of weakness despite proper rest and meals, nausea, vomiting, or mild to moderate diarrhea, loss of balance or feeling unsteady when standing up, confusion, trouble focusing, or slower reaction times. And most severe of all seizures, meningitis or blood infection. If you have a fever along with any of the symptoms listed above, especially after eating fresh blueberries, unpasteurized fruits, or any potentially contaminated product, seek medical attention right away. Do not wait another day. But if you have eaten such food and feel completely fine with no symptoms, then you do not need to get tested or take medicine. Most healthy individuals will naturally eliminate the bacteria from their body without even realizing it. However, if you are a senior, continue monitoring your health for at least 3 weeks. And pay attention to even the smallest changes. One more important thing. If you have a loved one who is in a high-risk group, do not leave them alone during this period. A single caring look, a timely question might help you notice the first signs and save someone's health or even their life. Not all foods can be trusted just by their fresh appearance, but everybody has the ability to recover if we know how to listen to it. And in the next part, we will answer a difficult question together. Why has a fruit once called a superfood become the source of a deadly threat? And are all blueberries really that frightening? Blueberries, superfood, or hidden danger? If there is a fruit known as nature's purple gem, it would be the blueberry, small, yet packed with countless benefits. Blueberries have long been celebrated as a superfood for anti-aging, heart health, memory support, inflammation reduction, and even protection for the eyes, skin, and immune system. But now, this very fruit has appeared in a troubling news report. More than 12,000 pounds of blueberries have been recalled due to contamination with Listeria, a type of bacteria that can be deadly for older adults, pregnant women, and people with weakened immune systems. You might feel as though your trust has been betrayed. How could something so good become a threat? The truth is, blueberries themselves are not harmful. The problem lies in how they are harvested, processed, and stored. Like any fresh fruit, blueberries are highly susceptible to contamination if they are not properly washed, transported under the right conditions, or packaged in a clean and sanitary environment. Even a small oversight, an unsterilized container or a contaminated cutting surface, can be enough to put thousands of people at risk. The issue does not come from the fruit itself. It comes from carelessness, from lapses in quality control, or sometimes from cutting corners for the sake of profit at the expense of safety standards. And you, the consumer, are often the first to bear the consequences. But this is not the time to be afraid. This is the time to understand the issue clearly, to avoid assuming all blueberries are the same, and to learn how to choose wisely. Blueberries are still a precious gift from nature if they are grown organically, washed thoroughly, chilled right after harvest, and most importantly, come from producers who are reputable, ethical, and responsible toward public health. If you buy blueberries from a local market, ask the vendor about their source. If you buy them from a supermarket, do not ignore the fine print, showing the packing location, and whenever possible, choose products that have been clearly inspected and come from trusted suppliers, because in the end, every decision you make when choosing food is a vote for your own health. Blueberries can be medicine, but they can also carry risk. It all depends on how we approach them. And in the next part, you will learn how to tell the difference between clean, safe blueberries and those that may carry hidden dangers using your eyes, your senses, and the knowledge you are building day by day. How to choose safe blueberries and avoid listeria. You might be thinking, I'm not an expert. How can I tell which blueberries are safe and which ones might be dangerous? But the truth is, you do not need a degree to protect yourself. With a careful eye, a thoughtful hand, and a patient heart, you can avoid most risks. Here are simple yet effective guidelines to help you choose safe blueberries, whether you are shopping at a market, a supermarket, or online. Choose clearly sourced products. Start with where you buy. Choose suppliers with a recognized brand that clearly show where the berries were grown, packed, and the lot number. Did you know that even a tiny tracking code can help authorities trace the product quickly if a problem arises? That code is your shield in today's industrial food world. Observe the surface. Do not just glance. Safe. Fresh blueberries usually have a deep purple color, a dry surface, and no sliminess or leakage. Avoid berries with strange spots, soft or mushy skin, or a faint white mold. If you see moisture inside the container, it could be the perfect environment for bacteria to grow. Do not buy if the package is not kept cold. Listeria can survive in the fridge, but if blueberries are left at room temperature too long, the risk of contamination increases. At the market, ask the seller, how long have these been sitting out? At the supermarket, check that the refrigeration unit is working properly. Never eat immediately. Always clean before eating. Soak the blueberries in diluted salt water or a mix of water and apple cider vinegar for 5 to 10 minutes. Then rinse them with clean water and let them dry. If you plan to eat them right away, placing them in the freezer for 10 minutes can help improve safety. If storing longer, divide them into smaller portions and freeze gradually instead of keeping the whole box in the fridge for many days. Do not keep suspicious berries. If you find any berries in the container that are bruised, split, or moldy, do not hesitate. Remove the entire suspicious portion. Listeria can spread from one berry to another even before it becomes visible to the eye. Listen to your body after eating. After eating fresh fruits, especially raw ones like blueberries, observe how your body feels over the next 24 to 48 hours. If you notice any unusual signs such as fatigue, mild stomach pain, or a slight fever, do not ignore them. Early action is always better than late regret. You do not need to become overly skeptical, but be a wise consumer. In a world that is growing more unpredictable, caution is the gift you give to yourself and to the people you love. Blueberries, a fruit that once seemed harmless, have now become the focus of one of the most serious recalls due to Listeria contamination. This is not meant to make you afraid. It is meant to help you stay aware, because safety does not come from how fresh something looks. It comes from knowledge and the choices you make each day when selecting your food, especially for older adults with weakened immune systems. Even a single contaminated blueberry can lead to serious consequences. That is why you should never ignore unusual symptoms after eating, and you should never place full trust in a healthy food without knowing where it comes from. Staying healthy is not a matter of luck. It is the result of making the right decisions again and again every day. Share this video if you believe that 1 minute of clear understanding today can help protect the health of tomorrow for yourself and for the people you love.